Hi everyone, I'm Diana Palm. I'm a medium and spiritual healer, and today we're going to talk about what happens to you when you die. I've decided to answer some of the questions that you guys have been asking me for a long time and to put them into one video here. Recently, many of you have asked me about losing a loved one and feeling supernatural occurrences in the home. Now, I want to let you know that it really depends on the nature of the experiences that you're having as to whether or not your loved one needs help crossing over, or if they're just visiting you to check in on you while you're grieving and let you know that they're still connected to you and they love you. Now, when I'm talking about the nature of experiences, this would be a beautiful, lovely, healing dream visit versus nightmare. If you're having a lot of nightmares after losing a loved one, this may indicate that your loved one needs help crossing over, or that they're struggling with something on the other side. Maybe they have avoided the light. This would also indicate that they haven't received the soul healing that we get when we move into the light and receive divine healing. Now, this is a free will choice. It's really important that you know that nobody decides whether we go to heaven or hell. There is karmic balance and justice in the afterlife, which simply means if you have done terrible things to people, if you have lied, if you have cheated, if you have intentionally hurt people, you do not get away scot-free. You will see everything that you have done to other people when you get to the other side. During your life review, you will not only see it and become fully aware of your actions, you will also feel it. You will feel the turmoil that you caused people. You will feel the deep sorrow and pain that you caused people. This is the divine's way of allowing you to become fully aware on a soul level of what your actions have caused for others. It is not a punishment. It is a righteous balancing of the actions that you chose to take. When I see a spirit that has lived an integrous life, well, no life is perfect by any means, but somebody that has intentionally really tried to make right action, spoken the truth, shown up with as much integrity as possible during their life, they simply sail into the other side with bliss and ease. And they are met with their highest guides and angels who they've obviously been working with a lot during their life in order to maintain a higher spiritual vibration. Now, when you're a person that has not lived with integrity and honor, when you're a person that intentionally deceived or hurt others, you are literally creating a sort of hell for yourself on the other side. And this really cannot be avoided because you will eventually deal with the ramifications of the actions you have done. This is a sort of balancing out where your soul needs to grow and has to have these understandings before it can eventually evolve and move forward and into another lifetime. Many times we actually evolve as we're living our life, and we make changes, and we also make things better. We make amends with people. We straighten things out that we've done wrong. But if you don't, you will face this in the afterlife. There will be a karmic balancing for you. We don't get to run away from our problems. We either deal with it here in the physical or we deal with it there in the spiritual. If you've lost a loved one and you're having disturbances in the home that feel unsettling, a lot of knocking on the walls or things breaking or a sense of bad luck around you, it feels like a big dark cloud, this is really indicative of experiencing your loved one that has not crossed over, that needs some further healing in order to get to the other side. Whereas if you're just getting a lot of signs and symbols, you're having light bulbs blinking at you, you're feeling a presence in your home, but it feels loving and spiritual in nature, this would tell you that your loved one is there visiting you and loving you and just letting you know that they're with you still. When we die, we are always escorted to the light, right up to heaven's door. But it comes down to our free will, whether or not we step through the light or not. We are met by our ancestors, our loved ones. We're also met by angels and spirit guides. Everybody who urges us to step forward, to go to the light, to move on to the next spiritual lesson. I have also seen dark entities in this part of the spiritual realm where when people are very troubled and really burdened and they tend to have a lot of negative attachments in life, when they die, those entities are still with them, telling them not to go into the light, trying to have them prevent their next spiritual step. So oftentimes when you're working in the spiritual realms and you're crossing over and healing souls, you have to still clear demonic energies and entities in order to get that loved one into the light, into the next spiritual phase where they can begin healing, doing their life review, getting their soul lessons, and really preparing themselves for their next journey. So if you're a medium doing crossing over work, I would advise that you look for those things, anything that can hang up a spirit from their natural soul evolution, especially if they had a serious drug or alcohol addiction. You can bank on the fact that they will have entities with them still. And we really want to see everybody cleansed and whole so that not only can they move forward in the light, but their living loved ones can experience more peace and ease around their loss. The bereaved actually begin to heal better once their loved one is crossed over and in the light. Many people worry that there's a large time involved with the life review, but the truth is, time is very different on the other side. As soon as a spirit fully embraces the light, there is an instantaneous healing, understanding, learning, growth, knowledge. It is as if everything gets upgraded all at once with full understanding of the purpose of their life, the challenges they faced, how they treated people, how they made people feel. All the soul lessons come together at once. So it's not like it takes 6 months or a year. As soon as that soul hits the light and is fully immersed in the light, their transition begins, but it is also at the same time immediate. This is why crossing over those souls that need help is so extremely powerful, and it provides such a beautiful healing for their living loved ones. Now, I would say if you're having any disturbances around your home or something feels unsettled and there's been a little time between your loved one passing and now, it would be my recommendation to set up a private session with me and make sure that we do the spiritual healing that their soul may require. They may need help crossing over. So if that resonates with you, be sure you set up a private session with me at www.dianapalm.com. I love to work with your loved ones and I love to work with you. It is my intention and life goal to bring healing to both the living and the dead and continue to ascend and evolve as we continue to move forward spiritually. I would love to know how you have experienced the loss of a loved one, if you were met with peacefulness in the time of your grief, or if you had a lot of upset around you, a lot of disturbances in your home. Please let me know that down in the comments below. If you're interested in having more spiritual guidance around death and the afterlife, be sure you check out my app called Grief Ease, where there are 9 spiritual lessons to help the bereaved move through their grief process as they're healing spiritually, something that is often completely overlooked by the mainstream. This app will help you raise your frequency and vibration from grief into love to provide you with an open door and more of an opportunity for you to have authentic afterlife connections. If you have an iOS device, you can simply go to the App Store and download Grief Ease. You will get your first lesson free, and then you can decide if you would like to continue with the full 9 spiritual lessons and 9 specific assignments to help you heal your grief. Thank you so much for tuning in, and you guys, I love your questions. Keep sending them to me, and I will continue to answer them in upcoming videos. Thank you so much. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.